Welcome to Mama Africa Folktale, where stories come alive with the rich cultural essence of Africa. Here, our folktale takes us to a small village where beauty, pride and fate collide in the life of a young woman named Ebere, who turns away countless suitors, refusing the love of hard-working men because they lack the wealth or royal blood she craves. For Ebere, only a prince or a rich man can match her vision of the perfect life. So sit back, immerse yourself in the vivid imagery of this Mama African folktale, told by Mama herself.
My dear Chisholm, there's something I've been meaning to share with you. It's a story, but more than that, it's a lesson. You're 22 now, and I think you'll understand its importance. It's about someone who reminds me a bit of you when it comes to confidence, but also serves as a cautionary tale.
Really, Mama? Who was she?
Her name was Ebere. She was beautiful, mulled, and carried herself like royalty, even though she wasn't. But Ebere's beauty wasn't just on the outside. She had the kind of presence that made heads turn. However, my dear, sometimes beauty and arrogance walk hand in hand, and in Ebere's case, they did.
What happened to her?
Ebere had one dream: to marry a prince or a very wealthy man. Nothing less would do. Suitors came from near and far, farmers, traders, even hard-working teachers. But Ebere dismissed them all. "What will I do with a poor man?" she would say. "I deserve a life of comfort and splendor."
Well, Mama, if she had her standards, isn't that her right?
Standards, yes. But standards can blind us if we're not careful. You'll see why as the story unfolds. One day, Ebere'S dreams came true. At least that's what she thought. She met Prince Maduako, the heir to the throne of Oganga Kingdom. He was everything she'd dreamed of: handsome, charming, wealthy, and a prince.
Oh, so she got what she wanted.
For a while it seemed so. They fell deeply in love, or so they believed, and he proposed to her in no time. Ebere felt she was on top of the world. The villagers whispered about her good fortune, envying her life. But my child, fate always has a way of teaching us lessons, often in the most unexpected ways.
What happened next, Mama?
It was one fateful evening. Ebere went to the stream to fetch water. The moon was high, casting its silver light over the village. She carried her clay pot, humming a happy tune, until she reached the stream. There, sitting by the water, was Amuche, the oldest woman in the village.
Amuche? Wasn't she the one with brown eyes and no teeth?
Yes, the same. Her old age had left its marks. Her skin wrinkled like dried leaves, her teeth long gone, and her sight dim. But she was kind and wise. Still, Ebere didn't see wisdom or kindness. All she saw was an old woman she considered unworthy to share the stream with her.
Oh no, what did Ebere do?
Ebere wrinkled her nose in disgust, muttering about how the water must have been contaminated just by Amuche's presence. She reached into her bag, pulled out a bottle of perfume, and sprayed it generously over the stream.
She did that? That's so mean, Mama.
Yes, it was cruel. Amuche didn't say a word, but her eyes filled with tears. She silently walked away, leaving Ebere to fetch her water in peace. Ebere thought nothing of it, and carried on, not realizing she had sown the seeds of her downfall.
What happened afterward? Did Amuche do something?
Days later, Prince Maduako invited Ebere to his palace to meet his family. Ebere was so excited. She wore her best dress, styled her hair perfectly, and walked into the palace with her head held high. She was ready to charm her way into the royal family's hearts.
Did they like her?
At first they were impressed. Her beauty and confidence dazzled them. But then, Amuche walked into the room. To Ebere'S shock and horror, Amuche wasn't just any old woman. She was the Queen Mother, Prince Maduako's grandmother.
What?
Yes, my dear. Amuche recognized Ebere immediately. She pointed at her and said, "This is the young woman who sprayed perfume at the stream because she thought I was unworthy to drink from the same water."
Oh no, Mama. What did the prince do?
The room fell silent. Prince Maduako's father, King Ifesinachi, looked furious. The prince himself was stunned, and you could see the pain in his eyes.
Did Ebere explain herself?
She tried, but her excuses sounded hollow. The damage was done. The royal family decided they couldn't let their son marry someone who disrespected elders and lacked humility.
So she lost him?
Yes, my dear. The love of her life slipped through her fingers because of her arrogance and pride. She walked out of that palace heartbroken, but she learned a bitter lesson that day.
Mama, what happened to her after that?
Ebere returned to her village, a shadow of her former self. The other suitors she had once rejected had moved on. Her beauty faded with time, and so did her arrogance. She lived alone, reflecting on her mistakes, wishing she had treated people with more kindness.
That's such a sad story, Mama.
It is, my dear. But kindness and humility are more valuable than beauty or wealth. When you treat others with respect, you enrich your own life. Remember, you never know who you're dealing with. Today's old woman by the stream might be tomorrow's Queen Mother.
I understand, Mama. I'll try my best to be humble and kind.
That's my girl. Always carry this story in your heart, and it will guide you. But kindness and humility are more valuable than beauty or wealth. When you treat others with respect, you enrich your own life. Remember, you never know who you're dealing with. Today's old woman by the stream might be tomorrow's Queen Mother.
Well, we have come to the end of today's Mama Africa Folktale. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Mama Africa Folktale for more stories that celebrate the heart and soul of African heritage.